Hello students, welcome to the second part of the poem, The Ball Poem. In this part I am going to read and explain the poem and discuss the poetic devices. So let us start. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? So what the boy is supposed to do now that the boy has lost the ball? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it is in the water. So the poet says that he saw the ball getting skipped from the boy's hand, and the ball merrily rolled onto the street and then merrily went into the water. So in these four lines, let us just see what the poetic devices are. The very first poetic device is anaphora. Anaphora, in one of my previous videos, I have told that when a word or a phrase gets repeated in the continuous line of a poem, then it is called as anaphora. Here we can find the example of anaphora because the word what is getting repeated in the first and the second line. What is the boy and what is he to do? So anaphora. The next one is also repetition. The word what is getting repeated. The next one is assonance. Assonance. Assonance is a poetic device where a vowel gets repeated in a single line in different words. Here it is an example of assonance. In the very first line, vowel O is getting repeated. Boy now who lost. O is getting repeated. Let us move forward. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. So there is no use to console the boy who has lost the ball, saying that there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy, and he stands rigid, trembling, staring down. So, because the boy has lost his ball, so he is very saddened. He is fixed. He is not. He has gone blank. He is not able to understand what to do because he has lost his favorite ball. He is standing rigid, trembling, and he is staring down into the water where the ball has gone. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went. So whatever memories the boy had with the ball, the period where he has played, the childhood period that he has played with the ball, all those memories have also gone along with the ball into the water. I would not intrude on him. So the poet does not want to disturb the boy. Sorry, he doesn't want to go and console the boy. He doesn't want to disturb the boy. A dime, another ball is worthless. Dime means American currency, cents. Okay, so a dime or another ball is worthless. Consoling the boy by giving him money to buy another ball is worthless. It's not correct, because whatever the memories the boy had with the ball that he has lost, those memories cannot be bought back. Now he senses first responsibility. So the poet says that with the loss of the ball, the boy is sensing his first responsibility. It's the first time in his life that the boy has lost something. So he has got a lesson. He has got a responsibility. Now he understands that we have to lose our loved ones or our loved things in our life. Let us see the poetic device. The poetic device in these 4-5 lines is repetition, where the word ball is getting repeated in these 4-5 lines. That is the only poetic device here. Let us move forward. In a world of possessions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always. Yes, in a world of possession, we possess things, isn't it? This is my pen, we say, or this is my bag, or this is my classroom, or this is my home, these are my parents. So we have possessions, isn't it? So people has possession. The world is full of possessions. People will take, we take new things and we lose also. Little boy, and no one buys a ball back, but one cannot buy something that is loved. Okay, money cannot buy everything. Money is external. So money is external. You cannot buy the love. You cannot buy the things. You cannot buy the things that you have lost, which are very dear to you. Okay, you cannot buy loved ones. You cannot buy your memories. So money cannot buy everything. It is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. Yes, he is learning. He has lost his ball, and he is learning that we lose things in our life. The epistemology of loss, how to stand up. Yes, after we lose something, how we stand and face that loss, that is the biggest learning that we do when we lose something. So he is learning something, that how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Yes, so the boy is learning that loss is inevitable in life. We cannot stop losing things or people in our life, but how we stand, how we face, how brave we are when we are facing that loss, that is very important, and that is what we should learn, to face the loss, to stand up and to move ahead in our life after facing that loss is very much important, and that is to be learned. So this is just a lesson that the boy has got by losing a ball, that he still has to go a long way, and in his long way he is going to lose many things, so he has to cope up with those losses. So this was the poem. Let us look at the poetic devices here again. Alliteration is there. In the fourth last line you will find alliteration. I have told you alliteration is you find words that start with the same letter. So here alliteration is there. Buys, ball, back. Then assonance is there. The word the vowel E is getting repeated. He is learning well behind desperate eyes. It is the fourth last line here. So this is alliteration and assonance are the two poetic devices in the last 4-5 lines. So students, we learn a big lesson from the poem, that we have to face very strongly the losses that we have in life. Right now we are facing this lockdown period because of COVID-19. So we have to be strong and face the calamity that has come to us, pandemic that has come to us. So one small task, just write the different poetic devices that I have discussed with you in your copy. See you soon with another video. Till then, bye bye.